Supermotocross round number 2 from Texas Motor Speedway is officially here, and we got to talk about our predictions. Before we get into that, though, let's talk about this track, and it's giving off Daytona type vibes. It's going to be in the infield of the Speedway, and honestly, it's looking really, really good. There's going to be multiple different sand sections. There's a long section by the finish line, which is going to be kind of scary in my opinion. Anybody gets sideways, they might land on the asphalt. That's going to be pretty freaking scary. We saw what happened with RJ and the barrier at the drag strip. I mean, hopefully none of that happens because I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but that is kind of a scary situation. But no, I love the Daytona type vibe instead of the drag strip. I'm not a huge fan of the drag strips at all. This is going to be an awesome race. This is like a broad or like an overhead view of the track. Here's some other angles too. You can kind of see sand section right after the finish line, which is going to be insane. There's like one main rhythm section, and it's going to be after the start. You go over the tunnel jump, hit the main Supercross triple, and then like this rhythm section right here. Not anything too crazy in my opinion. It looks like it's probably going to be a triple single, maybe a triple double into this like tight little angle corner. This split section kind of looks angled going around this sweeper right here. I think that's going to be kind of interesting. I am assuming that they might just take out the split section because of how it looks right here. I feel like that's going to be kind of hard to separate that. Maybe they just make you know how Daytona has those like really weird roller type vibes. Maybe that's what they're going to do there. I don't know if they're going to make this a sand section because that kind of looks way tighter than that right there. So that should be interesting because I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a sand section. This looks more of like what it's going to be, but here's another view from the other side, kind of that split section. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this track in the comment section below. But I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good for racing. Let's jump right into our predictions. First and foremost, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button if you guys enjoy this. Thank you guys so much for all the love on these like IRL type content, the reaction videos, the prediction, the recap. You guys are killing it. So I really do appreciate that. And if you guys enjoy this, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see more of this. I do want to do like a little giveaway here. If you guys predict the podium, all right, and you put it down in the comment section, the first one that predicts it correctly, I will give away an X-Crew or exhibit t-shirt, maybe a wax t-shirt, whatever one that you guys want. So make sure you guys put that in the comment section. But all right, let's start off with the fastest qualifiers for the 250 class. Well, first off, actually, we got to talk about who's in and who's out for this weekend. Jason Anderson will be back. Justin Barcia is to be determined. I hope Justin Barcia is okay. He crashed very hard. You guys saw that recap video. He crashed really, really hard. So I hope he's okay. Hopefully he's back. Most likely with that concussion, maybe not, but hopefully. And then the 250 class, we already know Dax Bennett's out for the entire SMX rounds. Casey Cochran, he took a hard fall as well. Hopefully he's back, but it's to be determined. Dylan Schwartz is out for the entire thing. And then Jalik Swoll, who also had a major concussion. We don't know about him or Casey. So hopefully they're back, but it's still up in the air. As I'm recording this, I'm not quite sure. Fastest qualifier for Texas Motor Speedway round 2. And I'm going with Deegan here. All right. You guys roasted me all about my predictions. Like Deegan's going to win. Deegan. Yeah, I made a gut call and it was wrong. All right. I'm not making the same mistake twice here. All right. But Deegan's going to get top qualifier. Don't be surprised though if like someone sneaks in there and gets it, you know, like an RJ or like a Levi or maybe even like a Jordan Smith maybe gets top qualifier or Joe or Tom. You know, I can see it happening, but I also see how good Deegan has been riding. I thought he was going to struggle a little bit. That's why I kind of said that in the predictions video last time, but I think I have to go Deegan for the fastest qualifier for the 250 class. Okay, so now for the LCQ riders. From my understanding, they're going to be taking at least 4 riders, all right? Because Dax Bennett's out, Joey Savacci's out, so that's automatically 2 right there. And then originally they're going to be taking 2. Now that we don't know if Casey's going to be racing, we don't know if Jalik's going to be racing, there's a possibility that they'll take 6 riders from the LCQ race, which is insane. That's legit 2/3 of the entire field because there was only 9 guys that showed up last week. I'm assuming only 9 guys are going to show up again, maybe potentially more because it is in Texas. It's a little bit more central to compared to Charlotte, which is on the far East Coast. But from my understanding, if those 2 do not race, they'll take 6 guys. Carson Mumford's definitely in. Cameron McAdoo is definitely in. I can see Jet Reynolds getting in again, Lux Turner, Talon. All 5 of those guys that made it last week, I definitely see them making it again. Now, if there's another person in the mix, maybe Cole Thompson, maybe he gets in. He wasn't too far off Talon. Henry Miller was a little bit further back. Even maybe Mark Finnis too. Maybe he gets a star and kind of runs up front there for a little bit. LCQ races are pretty short, so they're only 5 minutes long. If I had to bet money on it, I would say the 5 that got in last week is going to make it in this week, as well as maybe Cole Thompson. Okay, so my over and under achievers. This one was kind of tough to think about. I did some research on this, and my underachiever is going to be Levi Kitchen. Yes, I understand he rode pretty freaking good last week. He got a 5 and a 2, right, for 3rd place overall. He rode great in that second moto. Deacon obviously caught him and gapped him, and then even in the first moto, Deacon caught him and just blew right by him. But I was actually looking up Levi's statistics here in his pro career, and he has never raced a Daytona ever. He's actually only raced 2 East Coast rounds, and I think he got hurt. And that was Minneapolis and Arlington, and that was back in 2022. And then last year, SMX rounds, he actually did pretty bad, I would say, for kind of all 3 of them. He got 7th, 8th, and 5th. Now, I would say that Chicago is more of like a Daytona type vibe, and he kind of struggled there. And like I said from the beginning, Texas is more of that Daytona type vibe, and he's never raced a Daytona. So I think Levi is actually going to underachieve this week. Now, when I say underachieve, kind of similar to what I said last week, it's probably like a 5th or 6th. It's not going to be crazy like 8th through 11th. I don't see Levi struggling that bad. But I do see him being off the podium when we expect him to be fighting for that win. That's kind of why I say underachieve here. I think it's going to be like a 5th or 6th type of ride this week. And then my overachiever is the boy that just officially signed. We already kind of knew it, but officially signed back with PC, and that's going to be Ty Masterpool. All right. I think Ty's going to come out swinging, and he's going to get a top 5. That's a bold statement. All right. I know it's bold, but that's just what I'm feeling. I don't know. He's from Texas. He just signed a new contract. Like, he's on a high right now. And this track, I mentioned this track is not a Supercross type vibe. It's more of an outdoor track here. And we all know Ty is freaking really good at outdoors. So I think Ty maybe sneaks in there, maybe gets a top 5, maybe a top 7. Probably top 7 is more reasonable. But hey, he gets a great start. He can run up front for a little while, maybe not fade as much. You never know. And then my podium, and like I said, I'm not going to go against him ever again. Shout out to Joe for 3rd place, Tommy V 2nd place, and then Deegan 1st place. I think you just have to go Deegan in 1st. You just can't bet against him. I said in my recap video, he might go 6-0, and I stand by that. Like, literally, he's just dominating these guys, and it's insane to watch. So Deegan 1st, Tommy V 2nd is going to come back with a better ride this week. He won Daytona. It was a little of a mutter, all right, but he won Daytona this past year, Daytona Type 5 track, so I expect him to be riding up front. And then shout out to Joe. I think Joe, coming off that like overachieving performance last week, he's going to come out with that high, and he's going to like be in that podium, battling Tommy V for 2nd place. That's kind of just what my feeling is, my gut feeling. But let me know who you guys have in the podium down below. Let me know. Let's go over to the 450 class now. And for the fastest qualifier, I'm going to go with Jet. I expect Jet to be the top spot after qualifying. I wouldn't be surprised to say maybe Chase is there, Eli's there, even maybe Justin Cooper. Justin Cooper's really good at those fast laps. Just based off what I watched from Charlotte, he's back in form, bro. It looked like he never even left. He was so freaking good. But yeah, so that's what I'm expecting for the LCQs. So for the 450 class, last week they took 4 riders because Anderson was out, as well as Justin Barsha. So they took 4 guys out of the LCQ. We believe Anderson's going to be back. So now they're only going to take 3 guys. My prediction is Justin Hill, Dean Wilson, and Colt Nichols are going to make it in from the LCQ round. Shout out to Jerry Robin, who actually won the LCQ race at Charlotte. If he gets a start, he might possibly be able to do the same thing at Texas. But I got to go with like the guys that have been there, the guys that normally run up in like the top 12, and that's Justin Hill, Wilson, and Nichols. I just see those guys just making out of the LCQ. And then my over and underachievers for the 450 class. My underachiever is going to be Cooper Webb. I don't know what it was at Charlotte. He just struggled. I don't know if it's because of the thumb injury. I know he re-aggravated it at Unadilla. That's probably why he's struggling a little bit. And Charlotte was his hometown race too. He obviously got docked 6 positions in Moto 1, which is the reason why he has a 14 here. I just kind of see him still underachieving. We expect him to run up in that top 5, right? That's Cooper Webb. That's a champion, right? So anything below like a 7, 8, 7 to 10, man, that's just underachieving in my opinion. I think he needs to be up front with those guys. And then my overachieve is going to be Malcolm freaking Stewart. Last week he went 8-7 for 7th overall. This week I think he gets a top 5. I don't know what the moto scores are going to be. I just have this gut feeling that he's going to be like right in the mix with like say Ken Roxon, Justin Cooper, right there battling for 5th and 6th. I just have this vibe that he's going to do really well here. My biggest surprise is going to be Christian Craig gets a top 7. Last week, he didn't have a great Moto 1, as you guys can see. He got 20th. This week, he's going to get a top 7. He's going to be battling Justin Cooper, Malcolm, Kenny. He's going to be battling for those 5th, 6th, 7th spot. I'm excited to see what both Husky boys can do, Stewart as well as Craig. They're really good riders. They're going to do great here at Texas, and I'm excited. Now for the 450 podium, I know I said in my recap video that I won't bet against Jet, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to root for the boy Chase. So for my podium, I'm going to have Jet 3rd, Eli 2nd, and then Chase Sexton 1st. And I actually mentioned this to my boys the other day that the person that goes on to win round 1 of the SMX playoffs usually loses the championship. We have 2 cases for this already. I know it's only been 1 year, but it happened last year in the 250 class. Joe won the first round, lost the championship, as well as the 450 class. Chase won round 1 and lost the championship. So if history repeats itself, then Chase might be winning this championship, and he's going to go out there and win Texas. Now, I do say that Deegan will dominate the 250 class, so I don't really know if that applies to him, but it definitely applies to the 450 guys. I'm rooting for the boy Chase. All right, I think he goes out and wins. I think he wants redemption. What I'm really excited to see is if Chase, Eli, and Jet all can just like battle one another throughout the entire race. I think everybody would love to see that, man. If we had a 3-way battle for the lead, I think everybody in the stands would be like on their feet. Everybody at home watching it on TV would be on their feet. Like, it's just going to be exciting to watch. I'm excited to see what can happen. And like I mentioned, make your guys' predictions in the comment section below. If one of you guys is right, I'll give away a t-shirt. So make sure you guys do that. Don't roast me for my predictions or my gut feelings, man. It's just what it is, all right? I like making bold predictions here. If you guys want to roast me, that's fine. But just know that some of these might come true, all right? So that's all I got to say. Make sure you guys hit the like and sub button, and we'll catch you guys back here for our reactions video very, very soon. So, much love. Peace.